Rumors abound around Apple updating their desktops in 2020. Trust me, the baseline Mac Mini having its 128GB SSD replaced with a 256GB SSD is not an update worth talking about. What I'm referring to is Intel just announced their 10th gen CPU lineup, aka Comet Lake S. What does this mean and what could it do for updated Macs? We'll answer that right after this. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. There is nothing here for desktop Macs that will be of any use. Sure, the 10th gen i9 CPU with 10 cores sounds exciting. However, the power draw of that CPU inside an iMac chassis will forever thermally limit it, and it will never live up to its full potential. Intel's 10th gen is still on the same 14nm process node used since the Skylake CPU in the 2015 iMac. The difference is that they have added hyperthreading to all the Core i series of processors. The new flagship i9-10900K processor can use up to 250 watts of power during short-term turbo boost and 125 watts longer term. That's just too high for the iMac chassis, which can only dissipate up to about 85 watts. Also, the power supply in the iMac will never support those levels. That means Apple would have to clock down the speeds under 4 GHz to the point where it just would not be worth the effort. The other CPUs in the lineup are just rebranded versions of what we have already seen in previous generations. For example, in trying to make sense of Intel's 10th gen desktop CPUs, the i9-9900K in the 2019 27-inch iMac is now the 10th gen i7. The i7-8700 in the 2019 21.5-inch iMac is now the 10th gen i5, and the i7-7700K in the 2017 27-inch iMac is now the 10th gen i3 processor. That's it. Nothing more. The performance of the 10th gen i3, i5, i7 will be very similar to the previous generations. It's just rebranding and Intel offering more competitive prices. I would skip any Apple desktop upgrades with these Intel chips in 2020. Intel is making a big deal of this release, and honestly, it feels like this is plan B, since they never were able to get high clock speeds from their 10nm CPUs for the desktop. Intel will have a new CPU architecture in 2021 known as Rocket Lake, and that new architecture alone should provide a very healthy boost in performance. Also, any update in 2021 would also have AMD's new RDNA 2 graphics architecture, which would also be a big boost in GPU performance, about 50% performance per watt. So if you can at all wait for a desktop upgrade, I would wait until 2021, where you could get a very nice CPU upgrade and GPU upgrade for your money, and it would be a very good performer for years to come. That is all for today. Like it if you learned something, share it, and subscribe for more. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.